Hello guys, hope you're all doing alright. Um, yeah, so this stream will be a little bit shorter than the last few, just because I've got some stuff that I need to leave the house for at 12. So it's currently 9:24, so gives us, like 2.5 hours, 2 hours 40 minutes. So, um, God, I'm gonna say it again. So we're gonna work on the sculpt, just because I don't really see much point in going between Maya and ZBrush in such a short amount of time. So I'm just going to focus on making the sculpt itself look a bit more appealing, because currently it feels off, and I can't quite pinpoint what it is. So that's so that's what we're going to focus on. I'm saying so a lot this morning. So let's get started. Fuck. I need to work on my vocab. But yeah, my phone alarm will go off in like 20 minutes just because I've got a laundry on and I need to make sure I sort it out. And I also need to launch PureRef. Let's get load ref. But yeah, so I'm going to focus on the sculpt, as I said. Also, material-wise, I found that. One moment. Just gonna mute my mic. Sorry about that. That was literally my tax man, so I couldn't really leave that. But yeah, so the thing I was going to say, off stream, I haven't done any work, but I did spend a little bit of time just quickly updating the preview material, because I found that basic material is fantastic, but I found that a little bit of extra spec would help. So I've created just a basic, it's a double shader that just has a bit more spec in it. So it's just a little bit easier to read. Like if I go here and set it's the basic, like I can put these side by side like that. Put there, and then where does it go? Like basic, there we go. Just that little bit extra spec just makes it easier to read for me. So that material is on my Discord. I put it in the general chat, so if anyone's watching this and wants to use a slightly easier to read material, then you can grab that. But yeah, I didn't do any actual sculpting, although I did enable surface noise. So yeah, there is a noise on there. It just adds a little bit of bump. Again, from my eye, that just makes it easier to read. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's do some actual sculpting, shall we? So, oh, fucking Christ. I'm gonna disable the headscarf, I guess. And then let's disable the hair too. Is it like the RGB one? So the RGB material that you're talking about is the normal mat. This one's really helpful for seeing subtle forms, but it's too hard on the eyes to work with. So I found that having the spec, like more reflection, just makes it way easier. This skull shape is really strange now that I see it. I'm also gonna get some reference of women with shaved heads, just so I can kind of get the skull form right, because I don't think Alison's ever had a bald head. So let's just find some kind of image. There's one like classic image that always comes up. I'm wondering where it is. Side. There it is. This image like always comes up. So let's just throw that in there. So we got some kind of side skull ref. I'll match that, and then we'll find a front view. I guess this is pretty close to what I'd want. This is a cool image though. Ah, it's an AI image. Nice. What about this one? I quite like that image though, the AI one. Like it's visually quite interesting. Oh, there we go. This is pretty good. So let's use that. We'll use these as skull shape reference. So let's do the front first. So it's not far off. I've just got too much volume here, basically. And I think I got too much volume on the top, too. In fact, yeah, let's do the side view first, because I think that's going to be what holds us back the most. Yeah, mine's too round. So... Also, the side view of my face is looking a bit strange. I need to spend some more time on that. Too deep, isn't it? Oh, I should probably line it up, shouldn't we? Mode, always on top, disable that. What that'll do. I need to close GPU tweak. Let's turn off perspective. Line it up so it's roughly the same size. Oh wow, it's actually way off. That was going the wrong way. Ear depth is really far off. So again, like, we don't know what Alison's specific skull is like. Neck looks very wide from the side. It looks like it's too thin, really. Like compared to Ref. But let's... Oh. That feels too far back though, doesn't it? Okay, let's... Oh. That feels better. Bit tall now, though. So I'm gonna pull this back a little. Let's turn off this. Oh, you said weird. Okay. Yeah, no, sorry, I misread that. Love lining up pictures, but there are days where I see pictures trying to trick my eyes. Yeah, I remember the one that I got the most annoyed with was on the FK Twigs project. Like, there was an image where her neck looked really long, and I resisted it for like 5 streams or some shit. And then eventually when I matched it, like, everything looked correct, and I was kind of pissed. Like, it's like, why did it look so wrong for so long? Mode, always on top. Okay, let's look at... I'll take a look at the neck side view, like the weirdness of it later. I'm just going to focus on the skull for now. Get these bits. I also forget the name of that, but it's quite pronounced on women compared to men. I think it's a bit wide. There we go. Okay, so side view in general looks really strange, so let's spend a bit of time on that. The main issue is my bottom lid is like falling backwards a lot. Let's see, do we have any good images of Alison from the side? I guess this is the closest, but it's still not exactly side view. But yeah, this is too pushed back, isn't it? So let's spend a bit of time getting that pulled forward again. I'm gonna go to the lowest res. Generally speaking, it's good to keep your larger changes like on the low res if you can. That's a lot better. Are there parts that you wouldn't follow from FK Drugs? No, in the final version I lined it up. I just resisted it for way too long, basically. Okay, that feels better. We've lost the shelf a bit, so let's get that back in there. I don't know what the actual name of that like change of form is, but I always just call it the shelf. It's easier that way. Okay. I need to look at scan references for like forms that I'm not noticing. Because like scan references, although they're not the same as actually following your real reference, they do help you see shapes, and then you look back at your main reference like, oh, that's actually there. Scans are really helpful for that. It's like this shape here, for example, like I've got it, but not really. So if we go to Alison, see if it comes up in any of the pictures behind her. Yeah, it's there a little bit. So let's hollow that bit there out a little. Okay. Might disable the surface noise while I do some of these changes. Okay. Let's validate these side views a bit. This is looking strange. I feel like my brow is too far forward compared to the eye. But is that the eye needing to come forward, or is it the brow needing to go back? Ignore that seam line, it's just the noise projection. Doing some funky stuff. See, this area here is really defined on her. I've never seen it like that. Or at least I've never noticed it like that. Feels better. Kind of want to get some eyelashes in there as well. I think that might help a little bit. Not yet, but soon. Although I probably need to add a trademark to the word soon. It's looking nicer. Okay, we need to stop fucking about though and actually focus on that side view. Let's find. I'm just gonna go to Alison's page. What was her name on here again? Throw messages. South of Eden. Just gonna see if she's got any side views that are like quite clear. I know there was one. Like there's one of her and her partner. I'm not going to put these on screen because I always feel a bit weird like if I do that. I know I've got these pictures here, but these are ones that she's given me. Like it feels strange to me if I take these images from her Instagram directly and just show it. Especially given that she actually watches these streams. Like she just stopped by. I'd feel really rude to just like, hey, here's her family. Let's see. Okay. Does the head feel a bit tall? Man, this material helps a lot. Yeah, it really, really helps to have that extra spec. Just rearranging my screen so I can see the chat. Yeah, as I said, this material is completely free, like if you guys want it. It's just in the general chat of Discord right now. The Discords you can find in the description if you're not already part of it. I think this is too pronounced. Like, this just doesn't exist in most of the refs. Nose is really itchy today. That's why I'm not doing drugs. I know I'm like messing with my nose a lot. No cocaine here. Side view's still looking funky. This needs to be rounder. I need to pull this in as well. This bit needs to be a touch wider. This feels, yeah, way too dominant, doesn't it? I think the brow's too far forward. It also feels, is the eye too low in the eye socket? Let's bring that down and back a little bit. Feels a bit more natural. Her cheekbones are really sharp around here. I'm gonna have to pull this back though in this view, aren't I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull it back a bit. This thing, you can get sharpness, you don't need to add volume to add sharpness. I'm gonna save this before I forget. Let's go! I love the enthusiasm. As a Brit, I don't have that very often. Yeah, if you're just joining now, basically I've got another 2 hours or so left of streaming for this morning. Just because I've got like stuff I need to leave the house for at 12. So I'll be back usual time, like 3 o'clock. But yeah. Let's bring the hair back in. It feels a lot more organic than it did before. That's how it was at the start of the stream. Need to bring the hair further forward for that to fit though. So let's get the hair. Let's turn on transparency. There we go. It looks so strange, but I need to remember that it's got the head wrap on it. Cloth is looking really good. Thanks, man. Other references that you don't trust, Mike, or think the information... I mean... I'm using them right now, but generally pictures on Instagram I wouldn't trust too much, just because people like to apply filters and stuff. Like, I don't think these images have filters in them. But then given that Alison is literally a professional photographer, then I don't know if she manipulates her photos or not. But I think she doesn't, just because the photos have a lot of variety in them. And I feel like when people alter their photos a lot, they tend to make their face always the same. So I tend to look out for like, hey, how different does this person look between their pictures? And is it different in the sense of like, it's not proportional changes, it's just a feel change. That's what I tend to look for. Okay. It's definitely getting closer. I think that top lip roundness isn't correct. This still feels weird. I mean, it could be just the eye having colour on it, but I'm not sure. Let's turn off that. That kind of helps. Still looks off though. So there's something to the eyes that I've not got right yet. Don't know why it's sideways, but okay. Come on. Okay. Actually, is there a consistent line there? Like, I'm seeing a little bit of that. So let's try to capture that. That's actually kind of a helpful line. I feel like I might start implementing that in my sculpting, because it kind of places the cheekbones for you. This is too angled, isn't it? Starting to get there. Nostril shape is incorrect, isn't it? To bring this down, maybe. Just gonna save again. I have a feeling I'm about to fuck something up, so I'm gonna back up my saves a lot. Made the nose too wide, haven't I? Obviously I can't go too far without breaking symmetry. Oh wow, this line's really defined. I can't go too far without breaking symmetry, so I do need to keep that in mind. That line is very defined, holy fuck. That's cool. I like that kind of form. And her top lip kind of has like a roll to it, like it's a really soft angle. At least in this picture. Well, my issue, I've missed. Yeah, I think that since she's doing portrait, she's having a consistency in the gear used per lens. Yeah, fair. Well, my issue is proportions, sadly. Each photo I have for my friend is different lenses, and only has 2 to 3 side views. I mean, 2 to 3 side views is enough to be able to trace, though. Because they're different years. Yeah, I mean, don't overthink it though, right? Like, I did John Singer Sargent, who died over 100 years ago, and all the photos were like, you know, almost decades apart. Like, as long as you got a ref of the age that you want to do, you can trace it. Like, nothing's stopping you from tracing it. And so I wouldn't get too caught up in ref being perfect. It's something I've spoken about in Discord a few times. Like, good ref helps a lot. It's not essential. And I think people can get really stuck on that idea that it has to be perfect, otherwise they can't do what they want to do. It's like, no, like, you just need to develop your eye. And that takes time. Like, that isn't a quick process. But, like, just do it. Just try. And if it's wrong, that's fine. People can correct it. Okay. I think that's looking a lot better now. So let's turn the paint back on. Okay, and I'm gonna turn off these again. Side view is still funky. I think this here is one of the problems I've got. And that helps a bit. This angle's too far back. So let's mask these guys. Not like that, but we can paint that out. Okay. And all I'm going to do is just bring that forward. I feel like I'm missing this. Oh, it's stretching too far back or something. Although I need to be careful that I'm not sculpting what I want to see versus what I actually see. Or what I expect to see, I should say. It's good to line this sort of stuff up with topology. You can always move the topo around, but if you've sculpted across it, it's going to be harder to make adjustments to. Slight peak there. This is starting to look a lot nicer. This is too far up. That feels better. Okay. Can I spend a bit more time on the ears? Like they'll never be seen, but they're just bugging me quite a lot. That's kind of what I'd throw in some eyelashes. We'll throw in some eyelashes. I think they'll help. So let's duplicate. I hit delete. That wouldn't have been good. So what's your aim with the colors? Are you trying to achieve what the painting achieved? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it in a realistic way, but I want to generally match the color tone of this. But I will do it using realistic textures. Let's go to geometry, delete lower. Just gonna grab some fibermesh. Let's oh, it's the surface noise, okay. I was really confused on like why it looks like it's carving in. Okay, there's my alarm. I'm just gonna do this, and then I need to go get my laundry. Something like that will do. So I need to ballpark, right? So let's go to geometry. Where's fibermesh? There it is. Preview. Ah yes, beautiful. Modifiers, so we're just going to turn gravity off. Or invert it, I guess. Let's add some width. Where's gravity? Okay. Where the fuck is gravity? And there it is. Beautiful. Need to find where that noise is coming from. I always, like, I never use fibermesh. I have no idea where any of this stuff is coming from. It's a 0.5 before doing it. There you go. They're coming through the back. There we go. Okay, obviously I'm gonna have to adjust this, but that's fine. I'm gonna accept that. Okay. Beautiful. Then let's just we'll keep that hidden. Move, brush. Fibermesh, preserve length. In fact, actually, no, I don't want to preserve length yet. Just do a super basic. I feel like length variation should have been turned down, but oh well. Delete this. I'm gonna go back to here. Geometry. No, not geometry. Fibermesh. Preview. Why is it so much longer here? So strange. Accept, no. lengthen. To hide this guy. I've still got perspective off. Dangerous. Okay, so then we're just going to go into brush. Preserve length. Go to side view, and I'm just gonna pull everything forward. Nice eyelashes that were on the back, isn't it? Okay, let's pull everything out from its normal, I guess. Brush. You can tell I don't use fibermesh very often. It's too dense as well, isn't it? God, I hate fibermesh. I should say I hate using fibermesh, not that I hate fibermesh. Okay, brush. I did my first character using fibermesh. Yeah, I did a lot of my early ones using fibermesh too. I just really don't like it. I might just sculpt the geometry for the eyelashes rather than use fibermesh. Might have an easier time. Or even do a speedy groom in Maya. Look, I have symmetry disabled this entire time. Alright, yeah, I'm deleting these. Let's create an actual just geometry for it. So let's go subtool, extract. Cool. There's our eyelashes. Delete that. There we go. I don't know why that's happening with the geometry. Let's downmesh this. Or, actually, let's zero mesh it, which is still in geometry. Like there. Okay, we'll dynamesh it first. Okay. Don't know what was going on with that, but okay. Zero mesh. Bit slower this time. Sometimes a good sign. And then we'll just pinch it, I think, make it thinner. Okay. So now we got that. Just pull the inside edge back a little bit. Pull that away from the eye. And then all I'm going to do is mask out the front edge. Like that. Invert, grow. Then let's go into rotate. Turn off that awful tool. Maybe let's do it from the eye. Okay, I'll just use the move tool instead. Slice this. B slice. Slice curve. That's fine. I think I've got this the wrong way around, haven't I? No, that's fine. Okay. Geometry. Modify topology, delete hidden. Set this to select. Delete hidden here in world. Then we'll just bring that back geometry. Come on. There we go. That was way too much work to do some eyelashes, but we're here now. I've got that disabled, haven't I? Okay. Let's get that in there. Okay. Complete hidden. Mirror weld. Turn symmetry back on. Cool. So what we're gonna do now is just fill that color. So, BST. Color, fill object. There we go. We got eyelashes. Fibermesh is much easier to learn in next gen. Yes, but the results are nowhere near as good. Like, you simply cannot get the same level of quality in a remotely respectable time with fibermesh. Like, Xgen just is better as a groom tool, as it should be. Like, fibermesh is just there for you to like block out shapes. It's more of a concepting tool than a production tool. Some people do use it to make their guide work. I don't understand those people, but as I've demonstrated, I'm not very good with the tool, so that would be expected. I don't like it. I need to get the meniscus in there at some point too. Having spec is so helpful. This looks a bit funky, doesn't it? Do the eyelashes make her eyes look too big? Kind of do. Although that's kind of the point, right? Okay, shall we work on the neck? This bit back here, isn't it? Missing too much volume from the traps. The graininess of the texture here is making it look a bit strange. I'll update that in a moment. I'll update it now because it's going to really bother me now I've noticed it. So it's going to go color spray, pick a random color over here, disable this. Alpha 23 I normally use. Like it needs to be a bit more pink up here, doesn't it? Let's disable the noise for a moment. This needs to do that a little bit. Turn off the alpha. Get a softer look. Desaturate that a bit. Lighten it a lot. What time is it? Oh, I need to set up the laundry. 1 second. So otherwise I'd be training in wet clothes. That'd be great. I need to get more stuff for training. I only have like 2 shirts. Oh, a shirt and a vest. And the shirt's like way too fucking hot at the moment. Okay. Definitely making progress. Something feels off here. I'm gonna make the noise larger, like way larger. Let's go to surface. I love that it keeps going down like that. It's great. I think it's because everything's centered on 0. There we go. Noise scale 455. Let's set that to 1000. Oh, it doesn't go above 512. Okay. Well, I guess it's gonna have to be what we're using. Yeah, let's do 512. Something more like that. Oh, that's sweet. I didn't know you could do that. Add noise to the noise. Okay. That's kind of cool. It's too much, but it's kind of cool. Weirdly, I preferred the stronger noise. I'll go somewhere between the two. It's 455 before. Nope. So now let's say it's like 480 or something. 470. There we go. Okay, so this feels a bit strange. its time. This a bit too far this way, isn't it? It needs to be more here. That looks a bit funky. Generally speaking, once I've UV'd an object, I try to avoid using damp standard too much, because it loves to tear up your UVs. Like, you can turn off pinching and it helps a lot, but it's still not really ideal. It's feeling less weird. The nose still feels really off though, and the eye as well. Like, the eye just feels like too... It feels bug-eyed compared to the ref. Let's see. I'm looking for more ref on Alston's Instagram. Which is kind of cool. Oh, this ref. That's good ref. Okay. This one's just her, so I can probably can't drag it over. Okay. Where's inspect element? There we go. This image is really handy. What else? Yeah, my brows are too strong. By quite a long way too. Is that the eyes need to come forward or not? Seems like the lower eyelid is less defined than the original. Yeah, it's something I keep going back and forth on. Like, it is a lot less defined. Granted, some of that is the lighting. Because, like, some of her images it's really not defined, and others it's very defined. I'm trying to find which one it is. I mean, this one's fairly defined, but she's looking down, so it doesn't really count. One of the images had fairly defined lower lids, like this one. So I'm just trying to find like a balance that like looks decent, basically. I can probably lower that a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly look at the... Actually, this is quite helpful for that as well. There's kind of like this shape going on. Or something like that. It's not a form we can see in the ref, but I know it will be there. This still feels weird. I think it's just because it's bumpy. Like the amount of roundness on the actual eyelid varies too much. I think that might be a change that's easier to make in Maya, but we'll try to get it feeling better in here. Kind of helps. So yeah, it's like a little bit of a mound there. There we go. With each time I do this, we're going to probably fuck up the volume a little bit, so I'll need to keep going back and forth like this. Lower lid's going to be a bit more tricky, I think. Okay. This area here. Oh, that helps. Okay. How did he get the red eye in the John Singer Sargent portrait? By having the pupil actually be a hole and the inside of the eye be painted red. Basically how it works in real life. Kind of one of the things with that project was to just build an eye the way that it is. I discussed it in the Outgang interview. If you search Outgang VFX eyes, then I discussed it in there quite briefly. Is there like a volume here? No. If there is, it's not quite the way I did it. It's a little bit of a Sigourney Weaver look in this sculpt. But like, she looks nothing like her, so yeah, to me that screams there's something wrong with the likeness. Inspect. I was trying to get something to show up. Come on. Bit low res, but it's helpful on the ears. Granted, my ears are pinned behind a hat, but you get the point. Okay. Her cheekbones are honestly just fucking wild. Like, every time I look at them in a different photo, they seem bigger. I think this bit up here needs to be... that. Bit over sculpted there, but there we go. This bit needs to be wider. This always bugs out for some reason. I think it's the noise. Let's try disabling the noise, see what happens. Or surface, I should say. Yeah, it is. Interesting how it changes every time. Like where it clips. Okay. Okay. Starting to feel a bit healthier. Eyelid's even less defined in this view. I'm gonna... There we go. I'm gonna keep pulling the eyelids back a bit. Ah! There we go. This line is fascinating. Just gonna add a little bit of volume there. There you go. Stops it from feeling like she's just really tired. That's the thing, when you add bags under the eyes, like, it's really easy to make things feel really, really tired. PureF doesn't like high-resolution photos. It loves high-resolution photos. Like, it handles them really well. Let's just quickly canvas optimize. Okay, let's look in the air briefly. She's one of these people. There's this little kind of area where it inverts almost. Kind of like that. Maybe it's just Google. Yeah, more than likely Google. But I guess you'll find out at some point. So speckly inside here. Let's fix that up a little bit. Color spray. Pick this red tone. Touch my redness there. How long have you been working on this model? Whatever the length of this playlist is, in total, sculpting-wise, probably like 20 hours, 18 hours flat. I started on it last week, like exactly a week ago, but I didn't work Friday. So far it's 4 days work, but pretty much 2 of those days were on this fucking thing. So yeah, I'd say, to guess, about 16 hours of modeling work on the face. Well, and the body as well. It's really hard to say, just because I've kind of split that time across like several assets. But yeah, I mean, all the videos in this stream have been put in a playlist, so you can check the playlist if you're wondering about the process. There we go. This feels a bit funky, doesn't it? At some point I'll need to make them not overlap as much. It's a bit more of a hollow thing going on here, isn't there? Like there. This seems like a... It's a little bit of a hollow there. Really helps. Feels a bit bumpy now though. Let's just smooth that out a little bit. Got just over an hour left before I need to head off. Ooh, that looks very strange. Started doing that. Oh no, it's just inset in the neck. I thought that was like starting to bug out again. Do I need to reduce the volume of the neck a little bit? There's a bit too much volume at the back here. Is that the inside of the cheek? I think it is. I need to work on the teeth soon as well. Come on. There we go. Save, and save over that. Okay. I seem to be missing that a little bit, don't I? Yeah, I am. Okay. So we need to define this just a little bit. I'd say I'd still say you a crazy amount of things in 4 days, but I'm trying to imagine and conceive how the renders will be. Yeah, the renders, I'm a little bit nervous how they'll turn out. Because like look dev, I'm fine with. Like I'm not really nervous about that at all. But lighting is something that for a long time I've wanted to improve my skills in. And lighting can very easily fuck up a nice asset. So what I'll probably do is I'll do, I'll render the asset in as close to light match as I can achieve, but I'll also render the asset in like a light stage or something. Just so that if I completely fuck up the lighting, I can still represent the asset in a nice way. surface sculptor now, isn't it? Oh, my mouth shape is wrong. This is a different expression, so I'm not too worried about the eyelids in this angle. Although my bottom lids might be a bit too curvy. Glad you do this stuff for fun. Yeah, it's nice to do personal projects from time to time. I think it's something that should be quite important to CG artists, to be honest. Like, just because ultimately it's a creative field, but because of the way the industry works, it's very rarely actually a creative field like throughout the entire day. There's usually a lot of, not diplomacy, but there's a lot of stuff you have to do that you know isn't the right choice, but it's your job and you're paid to do it. Which is the way it should be, because you're being paid. Like, it's not always about what you want as an artist, but as a result, it can be quite exhausting, I guess, to always work to someone else's requirements. So doing personal projects is a really good way to kind of, you know, like, not express yourself, but like, it's a really good way to, what's the word? Like, just be able to do things the way you want to do them. I want to go another subdiv higher, I think. That's how you tell I'm a groom artist, really, at heart. I can't let the eyebrows look the way they did. Still not too worried about wrinkles and pores and stuff. I think we're quite a long way off of that. But it's kind of also at that stage where seeing that stuff would be helpful. Because like the face is starting to feel human. Like there's a lot missing that I can't quite put my finger on, but it is starting to feel like a person. It doesn't feel like Allison yet though. It's definitely missing something. But we'll figure out what that is. Render. No, not booleans. Does anyone remember how to dock this? Is it like Control Shift or something? No, it's not. I think you have to enable customize first. What the fuck's that? I'll just Google it. ZBrush UI layout. A little circle with arrow on the top left of the panel. This guy? Well, that brings it over, but there's a way to just get this and put it here. Like, literally just that sphere. Because doing this, like, adds an extra thickness to the side of the screen. I just want this to be added to the sidebar. Config. What is config? There we go. There. But then how do I actually move this? Control Alt. Control Alt. Light. There we go. Cool. And then I guess we'll get these two as well. Cool. And then preferences. So I can quickly disable the fill and disable that if I wanted to. Obviously I don't, but this feels incorrect. Never actually tried messing about with the focal shift on the standard brush. That's nice. Gives a nicer roundness to it. I imagine this just makes it more like a damn standard. it is. That seems really nice for doing scars. Scarification tattoos and stuff. I don't know why I'm drawing this. Okay, let's take that down to like 22 or something. That's a really nice fall off. I like that. I like that brush a lot, actually. Okay, cool. That looks very strange. See, it's hard to tell how much of it is just the bulge of the cornea. Because like from the front you wouldn't be able to tell that the refraction's going the wrong way. But you can definitely tell when this kind of angle. Like this should be deeper in. Especially at that angle. And then when you get here, it just looks completely wrong. Oh, the eyes... Oh, that might be one of the things that's wrong with it. It's looking up slightly. That feels a lot better. I think that's more of a texture painting issue than actual eye position, so I'm not going to update it. I might need to later, but we'll see. This feels a bit bumpy. At least we've escaped the era of this sculpt feeling really masculine. I don't think we've had that problem for a while, at least. I don't think we're too far off now. Yeah, let's spend a bit of time on the jaw, shall we? This needs to come further back. I think the bias of the volume here is a bit high as well. Like, I mean, it's too much volume at the top and not enough at the bottom. It needs to kind of, like, not droop more, because it's definitely not loose. But... can't wait to see this model rendering in Maya. Yeah, I mean, I've already rendered it in Maya a few times. this in there. Yeah, feeling a bit better. We're definitely in the subtleties stage, but what are your thoughts on using Omnitrix? Never used it, so I can't really cast any judgment on it. I've seen people use it, it looks decent, but I haven't used it myself. This is quite concave in that image. I'll make the hair color a little bit lighter. Okay, a little bit more towards orange. Feels better. Ah. There we go. Color. There's RGB. Color. Fill object. There we go. This woman is the wife of Johnson Sergeant. Yeah, there's only 100 years between their death and birth. I loved your technique on Johnson Sergeant model. Thank you, man. I'm not sure what technique you're talking about specifically, but I appreciate it. This looks very strange. Let's inflate that closed. There's something that I'm missing about the eyes. Ignoring the expression as I mentioned earlier. This expression is different. There's something I haven't got. I think this, I mean her irises are quite large, but I don't think that's the problem. That kind of helped, but it isn't the issue. Neck's a bit tight. Okay. I'm not sure I like the extra inflation I just added. I think this is too slanted now. That's better. Well, the expression feels off now. But it's close to this. But it seems further from this. Not too far off though. Go. Something weird here. Okay, let's polygroup by UVs. Up in the bottom, isn't it? Yeah. Why is it going the other way? Oh, that really hurt. Okay. Friend of mine just sent me a message. Let me quickly do what he's asking. Knife march. Cool. Looks like it's done. And then February 23rd. Cool. Got him. Okay. My eyes are starting to go blind to some of this stuff. So I need to take a break soon. Granted, I've got to go in 40 minutes anyway, so. I keep missing this form change here. It seems to happen about there. The mouth is really bugging me now. I have a suspicion that I had it way better earlier. Let's put that there. That's so subtle. But I think I did. Okay, well, let's reincorporate that. So I need to pull you down a touch, and then pull this down a touch. Oh, that side view. Okay. What is wrong with the side view? I need to find the problem. Because if I bring the eyes further forward, I'll need to move them further in later. Oh. Jaw's looking a bit weak right now. Did you start from scratch or base mesh? I started from scratch. Like it was a sphere at the start. I had to do some lineups in Maya. Yeah, I need to do Maya lineups. Oh, okay. else is wrong. Can I continue to look for side views on Instagram? Oh, there we go. I'm going to have to crop this one, though. That's an almost perfect profile, though, so... Inspect element. Just going to bring this over here. Okay. There we go. I'll have to rearrange the pictures as well at some point. But yeah, there's the side view. That's about to make this a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, I can see a few issues already. Granted, the head is angled slightly backwards. So I might have to do that. Yeah, that reveals a few issues immediately. Let's make this see-through. Mode, always on top. Missed a couple of streams. Did you add surface noise? Yeah, there's a basic surface noise on there. Okay, so let's line up the more troublesome bits first, like the lips. We'll base everything off of that. Or the jaw, I guess. So I'm gonna save this actually. Save 24. And I'll immediately save 25 before I actually change anything. So it's all recoverable. Okay, the eyes. Ears need to be adjusted quite a lot. Why is the... Okay, so then... Is it really that different? Is there a reason you don't use spotlight projection? It just takes longer to set up than the see-through. I also don't put too much thought into ZBrush lineups, just because they can be quite misleading with the whole camera stuff. Okay, so we obviously need to get some extra thickness in here. She feels like her now. That's the importance of having like actual lineups. Like, you know, orthographic lineups, I mean. That will throw almost everything else off though. We also now need to spend a little bit of time just getting the 3/4 to be correct again. Does Ivy look worse now? It doesn't look worse, but it feels off. We'll have to line up in Maya to get something more precise, but she's looking slightly forward as well, which we need to be careful of. Her head isn't exactly on the side though, is it? I have a strong suspicion this isn't right. I'll nudge that forward just the tiniest bit, not to where it was, like that. This could be another case of not trusting ref when you should, but I want to check it in Maya. Let's get that ref back. No, right here. Mode, always on top. Let's close in a bit. Can you compare lineups to animation? What do you mean? Or do you mean for modeling, or do you mean like animating to a lineup? Starting to get something. It's there, isn't it? Animating in 3D or 2D. Yeah, what you're describing now is just roto anim. That's an entire department. Well, not really always a department, but yeah. Okay. It's feeling better. Side view still mildly cursed. I also need to check the low res. So what I'm going to do is store a morph target. I just need to relax the topology a little bit. Where's morph? Morph target. Store MT. Relax out all this topo. Like that. And then morph project. There we go. Getting closer. I'll head off in 10 minutes. So I have time to get changed and all that. Why does that look so strange? It feels like a semi-reasonable normal pass. Starting to get a bit too much jowls. Oh yeah, way too much. So this area is getting a bit bumpy too. The thing with sculpting female faces is there's a lot going on, but at the same time, not. Like, basically, the younger someone looks, the more featureless their faces, the harder they are to make. Featureless, I don't mean that in a negative way. Basically, if you look at an old man, there's like a ton of stuff going on. Like, one, like, male features tend to be more, like, overemphasized than female ones. Like, you know, we're more angular, typically. I mean, I'm not, but, like, men typically are more angular. There's more to kind of like, dig into with the sculpt. The hardest things to sculpt are babies. Like, they are a fucking nightmare, because there's just so little happening. And, like, young women are more towards that kind of baby camp than they are to old man, naturally. Well, that's my take on it. Like, I don't know if there's anything in, like, the literature about it, but... I might have actually hit the cheekbone. That might be correct now. This was a bit hollow. Where is that? There. It's going to be interesting when we take this back into Maya, because this lineup's not going to be even close anymore. But we're closer on the side view. I think that's the main thing that matters right now. Because, like, being closer on the side view means that when we line it up in Maya with, like, the painting ref again, that lineup is going to be a little bit close to ground truth, which is the difficult bit, right? Because I could line this up flawlessly in one angle, and every other angle look like complete dog shit. And you wouldn't know until I light it. Like, the moment I light it is when you see all the other forms come out. It's why using one reference is fine for drawing, not fine for 3D. It's one of the things that makes 3D that little bit more tricky, in that because the lighting is done for us, which makes it easier, that we can't cheat. Like, the forms have to be correct for that lighting to work. Whereas if you're painting something and you want a shadow here, I could just go in, like, imagine this was 2D. I could just go in and be like, oh, well, I want the cheekbone to look sharper. Okay, well, I'll just add a sharp shadow below it. And then all of a sudden, you've got a super, super, super sharp cheekbone. When in reality, the form hasn't changed. Like, 2D is very difficult. I can't paint for shit. But it's one of the elements that is fundamentally different between them. One of them is you are making the lighting, the other one is you're making the forms which inform the lighting later. That's my problem. What's your problem, sorry? Like, lining up multiple angles? Right there with the lineups, 5 angles right out of 30. I mean, you don't need 30 lineups. 5 is more than enough. Applying for the Framestore internship later this week. Any advice on what specifically to add to a reel other than the basics? Currently got 4 projects, 1 minute long under characters and creature role. I mean, I'd say that's probably fine. It depends on what the characters are. I would strongly say or advise not to worry too much about the length, especially given that yours is like a good length right now. Like, the advice used to be 2 minutes, like, or up to 2 minutes, so I'll emphasize that. But honestly, like, some of the best reels I've ever seen are 1 minute to 1 minute 30. What matters is the quality of the work and ideally diversity of, like, if you're doing creatures and characters, just having like 4 head sculpts isn't going to be enough unless you're like world class. But if you've got like a quadruped and a regular character or something hard surface, doesn't have to be, but that will help. I'm gonna save this. I think I like where it is now. Gonna move these here. I never checked the nose. Yeah, good luck with the application though. Just realized I didn't say that. Thanks, we'll keep it in mind. Sweet. Ooh. Bit too much going on here, I think. Fucking cheekbones. It needs more roundness. Gonna add, subtract over and over to kind of get the roundness without adding too much volume. There we go. That's insane. Like legit, this angle looks like that. But I don't think I can do that because the painting's a little bit different. I mean, Hal is still a little bit strong compared to the painting. Gonna chisel that back a little bit. Add that a little bit. Okay, I think that's me done for now, because I need to go get changed for workout. But yeah, so I'm gonna head off. I'll be back about 3 PM, 3 hours. Gonna grab lunch and go for a walk after workout, and then yeah, there should be plenty of time. But yeah, so I'll be back in 3 hours. I might do a longer stream when I get back, just because I'm quite enjoying sticking in ZBrush and just like churning through this fucking thing. But yeah, if there's any questions or anything or any requests, by all means just drop into Discord. Again, link in the description. I fucking hate saying that so much. But yeah, like you can drop by. You know, I've put some stuff in the chat, and yeah, I'll be back. As I said, in 3 hours. Perfectly timed save. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. But if I don't, enjoy the rest of your day, and see you whenever you come back. Cool. Peace.